Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this little one. Okay, not squished. Shouldn't be squished, got squished. But it's a lovely little box that opens up like that and it would normally have square sides. But unfortunately it was sat, I have on this side of my office, I actually have a U-shaped desk, but I work in a small portion of it for filming. And over on that side, I stack up all of my projects when I've made them, waiting for filming. And small kitten got hold of it and landed it on the floor and then herself on top and it got squished. But it's cute anyway. So, my reason for this project, we have brought back in designer series paper in all of the colours that we have in our collection, and they are in 6x6 size. They used to be in 12x12, but I would guess that actually Stampin' Up stopped selling them because people weren't buying them, because 12x12 is in a solid plain colour or a semi-plain, well, in one colour, it's quite hard to use, but I do love them. So I have got here Mango Melody, couldn't think the name of it for a moment there, and I clashed it with some green because I thought that would be lovely with the Pop of Petals. And this time round I have got Gorgeous Grape. Yes, I'm just double checking, I have got Gorgeous Grape. So like I say, you only need 6x6. If you work in metric, take yours down to 15 by 15 centimetres. You will find it easier, and I've set my measurements for that. Okay, so on the first side, score it at 3/4 of an inch, 2 5/8, 3 3/8. My measurements are just a little bit out of my eye line, and 5 1/4, which in metric is 2, 6 1/2, 8 1/2, and 13. And then you turn it round and score it again at 3/4 of an inch, and at 5 1/4, which again in metric 2 and 13. And the finished dimensions of it, 3/4 of an inch, 4 1/2 inches, 1 7/8. I just cannot speak. I need a mouthful of coffee. It's my little rainbow mug. It says, I'm not going to tip it, when it rains look for rainbows, and then inside it says when it's dark look for stars. Mouthful of coffee and I might wake up. Right, 3/4 of an inch, 4 1/2 inches, 1 7/8. In metric, 2 centimetres, 11, 4 1/2. There we go, got there. It's that kind of day. Okay, so fold and burnish your score lines. My bracelet is a little bit rattly today. Let me move it. It's nothing more irritating than a rattly bracelet, and mine can be very rattly. And there. And then fold these two as well. I'm excited for next week's projects. We have got the new autumn winter catalogue coming very soon, and I will be putting them in the mail. So what day are we on today? Friday. So they'll be going in the post. Well, let me just stop and explain what I'm doing now. So hopefully you can see I've got these vertical lines, and then I've got 3 little squares here, and then they will be repeated on the other side. So I'm going to cut into the squares and wedge them. Yeah, so in a couple of days' time I will start bagging up and packing all of the, I've got 1,000 catalogues here that are going out in the post. The 99% of them are designated for specific people who have been shopping with me since the autumn winter catalogue last year actually. So if you would like one and you haven't shopped with me before, or it's been more than a year since you shopped with me, just let me know. And so next week I have got 3 projects for you that are showcasing autumn winter things. So not specifically Christmas. Some of them could be dual purpose. One of them is festive. One of them is autumnal. Right, so that's all done, and I'm hoping you can see I've got all these bits are wedged out. I'm just going to grab a small circle punch because I want to, on one side, just get a little thumb hole. You see that there? Just to make it easier to open. Right, where's my adhesive? I'm going to grab my fast fuse because I love it, and I've still got a couple left over, a couple of refills left over, and I'm using them up. And I really hope Stampin' Up does come back with a tape runner like this. Would be good. Okay, this one with a little helper is the lid. So we're just going to create the lid part for now. Okay, so that's the lid. Come away from that now and go to the other side and make 2 sides up. Okay, so that's 2 sides. We're going to do the same over here. There we go. And that, you could put little treats in there. I wonder what I could fit in there. Ooh, probably quite, I don't think I've got anything handy. But you could fit lots, you could definitely fit sweeties in there. I have done this box before as using 6x6 paper. I actually did a series a while back called 6x6 Week. A couple of years ago, I think it was. And yeah, so this is I've probably done one in there. Okay, so this is called, it's just simply called cord, 1/8 of an inch cord, 3.2 millimeters. And it's lovely. I've got autofocus on still. Yes, I have. So it's lovely corded trim, or just cord, I suppose. But I'm going to come around 3 times. I like things in 3s. There we go. And just, oh, that's coming undone. And I just want to position that off to the left a little bit. I cleaned my scissors just before filming. You'd never know. I can't find Goo Gone, which I'm told is very good stuff, but I actually used acetone nail polish remover and a baby wipe. Right, Pop of Petals. A bit of Whisper White. So I'm going to go, so these are all bright. Well, actually, I don't think they all, no. Okay, one of them is a bright. Bright, that would be Peb Zazz, that's Lemon Lime Twist, and that's Call Me Clover. But I want to do the same, but with blues this time. So I did oranges with greens. So I'm going to do this one with blues. So which blues shall I take? I think I'm going to grab, shall I have Blueberry Bushel? I definitely want Barley Blue. Do I want Coastal Cabana? Or do I want, I don't know. Let me start with Balmy Blue. Okay, so over on my right hand side where you can't see, I've got my Stampin' Scrub. And if I just bring it in for a second, I've got my Stampin' Scrub here, my Stampin' Mist. So this is my wet side. So you go scrub, 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 clean, clean, clean. Okay, so definitely having that one. We'll try Bermuda Bay and see what it looks like. I'm not sure if that's right. Let's try a Coastal Cabana. It didn't come out very well. Actually, I don't like it. No, we're going to go Blueberry Bushel. Those 3. Or you know what, we've got Pacific, let's just get all the blues out. We've also got Night of Navy, Pacific Point and Pool Party, but I think maybe Pacific Point is the one. Ooh, first time I've used it. Well, yes, that's the one I want, but that came out badly, so let's try that again. Okay, where's my punch? So, Pacific Point. We agreed? I'm not doing this live, nobody can answer me. And what was this one? Blueberry Bushel. And Balmy Blue. Okay. Right, so I'm going to take those 3. I'm going to take my spongy mat. And I'm leaving the lid on this, but pushing in the middle. And actually what I'm going to do now, because I want my faceted gems, I'm going to swap the tip. Because I want my little spatula doodah. That's such a technical word. And just lift it up. Oh no, that's too big, that one. I want the next size down. And you can position them in the middle. I know people have used closed scissors, open scissors. I use a paper piercer, but actually I like this. There we go. So let's close those up. Such a sudden thought. Did I press record? Yes, I did. That's okay. And I have got one of these that is really grubby. Can you see that? How dirty is that? This is my glue one. One there. And last one. I really like that. That is properly gorge. Oh, I didn't put that lid on properly. How cool is that? But what different looks as well, actually, with this lovely orange and these greens and this purple and these blues. I really like those. I hope you do too. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. I've got to clean up my desk now. Bye.